We're now 5 days into the student union workers strike here at the University of Oregon. With these proposed budget changes, lots of local organizations around Springfield could be affected, including some community favorites. Across the street from the Kia dealership and between 6th and 7th Avenue. Now, while it may not look like much now, it could soon be home to a new emergency department. Today is Touch a Truck Day. A day for children and families to learn about all their favorite trucks from the roads, including Chispa, Hinge, and Tinder. But with how easy it is to create an online persona these days, the risk involved with these apps is bigger than ever. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. If you're looking for a quick gift for mom, this may be the spot.
And that is the difference between someone who practices 6 days a week and someone who's only picked up the paddle for the first time since middle school.
Jumping into the cold water as a sign of support. In a rivalry week full of upsets, the #1 ranked Oregon Ducks were not one of them, putting on a show against the Washington Huskies.
Let's check in, Nate.
You know, Joey, it seems like Coach Bullock agrees with you. They had to keep that momentum going, but when the shots start falling for the Capitals, there's not much you can really do about that. What he is saying they can do something about is attacking the mismatches more. Like you said, this is the Jaguars' first year, and so this also means that this is your first time in Eugene watching them. What have you seen outside of basketball about this team? What has stood out to you?
And I'm Nathan Shinagawa. It's 9 a.m. here in Eugene, and we have the stories you need to know to start your week off right. Ducks will play the Beavers one last time in Corvallis on Tuesday, but as far as this series went, the brooms were brought out. The suite delivered 10 pieces of equipment which will operate for 1 lunar day or 14 Earth days. During this time, the instruments will test drilling, sampling collecting, and global navigation technology, aiming to provide insights on space weather and other cosmic forces. Then loser will face the winner of the 9-10 Bulls Heat game, and the winner of that will face the #1 seeded Cleveland Cavaliers. And you know what else is a lot of fun? A Game 7 comeback in a double overtime thriller. Now, you can play with 3 different receivers on the field, but you can't play with 3 different quarterbacks on the field. So next, we're going to take a look at the Denver Broncos, which is a team that has some questions on who will be at the helm for Week 1. As this continues to develop, our hearts at Good Morning Oregon go out to the victims and all those affected. Now, 22 years later, Roberson is set to be executed for the murder of his daughter. But did he do it? Roberson, multiple medical experts, and even the detective who prosecuted him all say no. Captain America: Brave New World, the upcoming 4th installment in the MCU's Captain America franchise, is set to hit theaters February 14th, 2025. Local tow companies are working tirelessly to get the water-damaged cars off the road. Meanwhile, locals whose homes weren't as affected by the floods are donating their leftovers and canned foods to help those in need.
Honora, Sean Baker.
But nobody won more than filmmaker Sean Baker. Baker tied Walt Disney's previous record of 4 wins in one night, taking home the trophy for Best Picture, Director, Original Screenplay, and Editing. But that wasn't the only record of the night. Of redemption, McIlroy outclassed Rose with a birdie, winning the Masters for the first time in his career. Down to the final seconds here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, go! We are going to overtime in Canada Life.
Today is Touch a Truck Day. A day for children and families to learn about all their favorite trucks from the roads. Held by the nonprofit women's leadership organization Junior League of Eugene, the Operation Big Wheels Touch a Truck event saw vehicles of all shapes and sizes gather at the parking lot of Eugene Masonic Lodge. Children got the chance to sit in the driver's seat, honk their horns, and have a good time.
This is a core memory for kids at this age, young children being able to immerse themselves in the vehicles that they see in their books and on TV. I have a neighbor whose favorite book is Goodnight Construction Site, and let me just tell you, he had a blast today.
Today's event saw over 2,000 people in attendance, with over 20 trucks from 10 different companies and lots of volunteers eager to share their love of vehicles.
It makes me happy because I get to bring the joy that I enjoy driving trucks, playing with trucks, to the children in the area. It's the greatest thing ever.
Funds raised from the concession stands and raffles will be donated to the Junior League's local partners to support homeless and at-risk youth.
We're really wanting to get the name in Junior League out there to the community. This is a free event. We just want to get that exposure and let the community know that what we're doing. Okay. Uplifting women's leadership in Eugene and advocating for volunteerism through action, collaboration, and training.
In Eugene, I'm Nathan Shinagawa. Over the next 3 days, the City of Springfield Budget Committee will meet to discuss changes that will account for post-pandemic inflation, increase in labor wages, and rising operational costs. City officials help make sense of the new financial outlook.
For the fiscal year, we have about $3 million, a little over $3 million in cuts. Reductions will be from departments and also from reserves.
The Springfield Public Library is just one department that could see some changes with these budget cuts. Other departments, such as the Eugene Springfield Fire Department and the Springfield Police Department, could see losses of funding and lose some positions.
We have some reduction in our police department. We had eliminated 2 community service officer positions, one of which was already vacant. We also have some reductions in our fire department. That will equate to, it was essentially a public information officer position that had not yet been filled.
Other services like the Springfield Public Library and the Springfield History Museum, which depend on the city for their funding, could look a bit different as well, though how is not yet clear. These changes are just a segue into a more long-term budget plan.
You know, this is really for this year. This gives us another year to try to work on different strategies with our mayor and council to try to shore up our budget for the long term.
While the city of Springfield knows that budget cuts are almost never ideal, they reaffirm that it's necessary, and they continue to have the community's best interest in mind.
This is your budget as well as our community, and we work really hard throughout the year to bring a balanced budget that is realistic and also very, it provides good stewardship to the public funding. So Springfield is very conservative in how we approach funding. We're very no nonsense and very pragmatic about how we approach budgeting.
In Springfield, Nathan Shinagawa reporting.
The workers united
will never be divided. As the University of Oregon student union strike continues, the union insists that the proposal to end the strike made by the UO is nowhere near satisfactory.
The university is offering just barely above minimum wage. It's very expensive to live in Eugene. You know, students have a lot of extra expenses beyond just living. We have to pay for books, we have to pay for tuition.
Over the years, the university has remained adamant that they will support peaceful protests and First Amendment rights. However, as the strike goes on, the university is saying this one may no longer count as peaceful. In a statement, the university detailed a number of violations the union has made, including amplified sound, blocking exits, intimidating participants, causing physical pain to attendees, and interfering with the delivery of food and medication. Quote, "These disruptions violate university policy, community norms, health and safety codes, and potentially applicable law." However, the union believes the university has the power to end the strike and that they are still acting within their rights.
The university has had 11 months to meet us at the bargaining table to give us a fair contract. They have said they're not feeling the pressure and they can end that right now. We are picketing around campus. However, Teamsters have their own union, and as part of that union, they are within their right to not cross our picket line. They've decided to respect our picket line because they see how important our strike is and our fight.
Until the two sides come to an agreement, the strike will continue. In Eugene, I'm Nathan Shinagawa.
Guys, there's an El Matador. He is running away from Abu at 1:45. Tell him to sign the gun contract. Spain, Hawaii, wherever.
They all say the same shit. I swear to God, they all say the same shit. I will be the one who is gonna put him in his place. He's cocky, he's this, he's that, and guess what? I put them in their place, you know?
UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi is on the horizon. This Saturday, featherweight champion Ilya El Matador Topuria takes on former champion and UFC BMF Max Blessed Holloway in a heavily anticipated bout where legacies will be on the line. Max Holloway was the reigning featherweight champion from 2017 to late 2020. With 3 title defenses and multiple UFC records, Holloway is widely regarded as one of the greatest featherweights of all time. However, in December of 2020, Holloway lost the bout to Alexander Volkanovski and was never able to reclaim the title despite challenging Volk 2 more times. But in UFC 300 this past April, Holloway was able to defeat Justin Gaethje with a now iconic last-second knockout. This performance earned him another title shot. Only Hall of Famer Jose Aldo has had 2 separate reigns with the featherweight belt, giving Holloway a chance to enter elite company. Now, even though Holloway was never able to beat Volkanovski, for a while there it seemed like nobody in that division could. That was until Ilia Topuria. Back in February, Topuria knocked out Volk, ending his 4-year, 5-title defense reign and becoming the undisputed featherweight champion. With a record of 15-0 and adding another decorated fighter in Holloway to his list of wins will bolster Topuria's already impressive resume. In a division that's only had 5 champions throughout its history, a win could cement Topuria's name as one of the all-time greats. Topuria will enter the bout as the slight betting favorite. With Duck TV Sports, I'm Nathan Shinagawa.